Good morning, friends, and welcome to Sher Khan's pre-market update. First and foremost, the global markets. Yesterday, the US markets were closed on the account of Martin Luther King holiday. But Asian markets are trading on a positive note. The Bank of Japan is holding a two-day policy meeting, and also the People's Bank of China has pumped in money into the economy after the data for the last quarter showed that the economy has been growing at a slower pace. So they have taken immediate action. The Central Bank of China has pumped in money into through the commercial banks and keeping the liquidity intact in the economy. Back home, yesterday we saw a good rally in the Indian markets and the flows from the FIs continue to remain positive. Even the cash provisional figure for yesterday's in the FI was positive to the tune of around 380 odd crores, and DI continued to remain negative, and they were sellers to the tune of around 310 crores as a provisional figure. Overall, we have the results coming out. We have some the results which are announced till date. Infosys and majority of the IT companies, the results have been in line with the expectations. Overall, that has not been a major disappointment, and so we have seen the momentum of the markets remaining positive. Going ahead, let's have a look at the derivative analysis as far as how far we are heading as far as the markets are concerned.
Good morning, friends. Let's have a view on derivatives. In yesterday's trade, we have seen that on set of buying interest in majority of the blue chip stocks along with sectoral indices supported the markets towards northward direction, and finally Nifty closed the session with a significant gain of close to 1%. Along with that, we have seen that closure of short positions by market participants in yesterday's trade, as around 5.64 lakh shares were reduced in open interest and cost of carry increased by 100%. As we have seen that Nifty futures premium increased from 0.00 points to 16.20 odd levels. And on the PCR front, we have seen that significant increase in the PCR from 0.99 to 1.09, indicating put option has added more number of shares than call option. We have seen that put option has added around 50 lakh shares in open interest. As we can see, 6,200 followed by 6,300 stands with highest number of shares in open interest, and we have seen that unwinding activity taken place in call strike of 6,300 and 6,400. Our intraday support would be 6305, 6290, resistance would be 6355 and 6370, and there is no security in ban period today. Yesterday, FIs were net sellers of approximately 385 crores in future and option segment. Overall, our bias for the market is negative as we are trading below our weekly VWAP of 6350, but this would be very important level. Once market manages to close above this level, we advise to create long positions in the market. Thank you.
Let's have a look at the MID ideas and updates for today. First and foremost, as far as the results are concerned, Ashok Leyland is likely to come out with the results. We are estimating the PAT to be around 1.56 billion. The Colgate is likely to come out with numbers. The estimated figures for the PAT is 1.12 billion. For Kotak Mahindra Bank, the estimates is 6.67 billion, and Thermax is estimating around 695 million rupees of PAT. Now, on the other news update, the CCEA has approved the sale of the government's residual stake in Hindustan Zinc, currently which is valued at around rupees 16,500 crores through an auction. The government has sold a majority stake to the Vedanta Resources in 2002. It continues to hold around 29.5% stake in the company. So positive news for Hindustan Zinc. On the other news, the Maharashtra government has announced 20% power cut for industries and residential users excluding Mumbai for a 10-month period till the state elections in October. On the other news, a positive news for sentimentally positive news for United Spirits, where the Japanese liquor major Suntory is learned to have bid for White and McKay. Suntory has a bid below $1 billion USD for the entire business, and the bid has the backing of the 3 private equity investors. The sources are mentioned. On the other news, yesterday the company IVRCL Infra has bagged a civil work contract for Calicut International Airport. The power division secured orders worth rupees 395 crores from the Madhyanchal Vidyut Vitran Nigam Limited, Lucknow, on turnkey basis under the center's Rajiv Gandhi Grameen Vidyuktakaran Yojana Phase 2. The first long idea for today is Federal Bank. The government has approved a proposal of Federal Bank for raising foreign shareholding limit in the bank to 74% from the existing 49%. So on the basis of this news, we recommend to go long on an intraday basis with a stop loss of 81 and targeting 86.50. The previous closing price was 82.5. Friends, we have come out with a new alpha delivery pick yesterday, Sesa Sterlite. The key fundamental arguments for the same is Sesa Sterlite is one of the largest diversified non-ferrous metal companies in India with operations in aluminium, copper, zinc, iron ore, oil and power. And Sesa Sterlite has significant size and scale in all the base metals, oil and power. The disinvestment plan kicks off, which has started, which is positive for Sesa Sterlite. The government has started its disinvestment plan. The lagging disinvestment plan, which is around 10% of the 540 billion which has been done till December, has kicked off now, with Coal India declaring a special dividend which has accrued around 190 billion of rupees to the government, and a 10% stakes sale in IOC to the fellow PSUs as ONGC and Oil India has cleared by the EGOM and now can fetch around 50 billion rupees. So another 150 billion is targeted to be mobilized from the minority stake sale in Hindustan Zinc and Balco, for which the Attorney General has given his assent. So the complete buyout of this complete Hindustan Zinc stake would not only fetch Sesa Sterlite, solve its cash fungibility issues, but also provide it with an incremental $1 billion USD, $1 billion USD dollars of Hindustan Zinc's annual FCFF, for which its growth capex. A successful sale of the Hindustan Zinc Balco stake sale and management's affirmative commentary on its flexible capex could lead to a deleveraging and re-rating of the stock overall. Some of the key fundamental triggers that we're going forward and looking forward to is, the first is fully resumption of the iron ore mining operations in Karnataka. Second is the monetization of 11.48 MT of iron ore inventory in Goa, and third is the Supreme Court's report on the Goa mining, which is expected on 15th of February 2014. Fourth is an improvement in the plant load factor at the SCL's 2,400 megawatts of post-southern grid connectivity. And fifth is the commissioning of the new capacities, including Balco's 325 KT and 1,200 megawatts in the Durgapur Taraimal 2 coal blocks. Some of the positive triggers that we're looking forward for Sesa Sterlite. Also, technically, the stock has taken good support at the upward sloping line and has been going up with strong volume. So taking that as a support, we are recommending buy on Sesa Sterlite. Overall, we have a positive outlook on the company. That's it, friends, from the MID Ideas and Updates for today. Thanks and have a nice trading day.